Time now to catch up with Liberty women's tennis and third-year head coach Jeff Maren. Jeff, coming off a tremendous 2014 spring. How do you use that as a springboard here to the fall here coming up in the next couple of weeks?
Well, I think it's always good when you have a good year because the girls had a taste of success. They felt what it's like to play in the upper echelon and have success against those types of teams. And so it's definitely a plus because, they want a little more of it. A taste is good, but they want the whole meal. So we're looking forward to getting it on this year too.
How was the summer for you? Did you get away with the family a little bit?
A little bit. We did a lot of recruiting this year too. This summer we were gone quite a bit, but we were able to do a little bit, go out to the Outer Banks once, so it was nice.
When you look at the team coming back, you have some good pieces that you've added to a good mix of some veteran players coming back, don't you?
We do. We have two seniors who have contributed every year they've been here, Brittany Yang and Nicola Wellman, and so we're looking for their leaderships. They're our captains this year. They've produced a lot from freshmen through junior years, and expect them to do the same again this year.
When you look at some of the new pieces, Evangeline Christ and Emily Grunewald, that last name might be familiar with some Liberty volleyball fans out there. So how have those two girls looked in the little time you've had them here on campus?
Well, they've blended very nicely. Their personalities fit in just perfectly with the rest of our girls, and they've got the games that the girls are looking and saying, hey, they're definitely going to be able to help us out. They're hard workers. They're dedicated. They're looking forward to pursuing the dreams that we have and the goals that we've set out in front of us. So they fit in just perfectly.
When we look at the schedule, Jeff, obviously we focus a lot on the spring and what your girls do, but how important is the fall and building up to what you'll do here in 2015?
Well, the fall is a lot about just preparing, preparing the mind, preparing the body, getting yourself ready to, compete against those opponents that we're going to face in the spring. And so the types of tournaments that we set up are important. The way or the individuals that we get to compete against in the fall is important. And then the way we conduct our practices is really important in terms of building that camaraderie, building that confidence and that belief that, hey, man, we are really prepared for our spring season. So, yeah, it has a lot of weight to it.
When you talk about having weight, and we've talked a little bit about year three, not just in tennis, but it seems like year three is important across the country, even in professional sports, as far as implementing what you want to do. Is there validity to that?
Yeah, there definitely is validity to it. I mean, anytime you set a game plan, usually when I arrived, actually, I set a 5-year game plan. And so the third year is kind of that pivotal year to say, okay, I'm pushing in that direction of the 5-year plan in a major way. And so we've had some success already. We've had 2 pretty decent years. I think this year is the year where we're going to try to put ourselves into the rankings and not just kind of, take a glimpse at it, but try to stay there.
And we know that did happen for this program being ranked a year ago. When you look at what they're doing right now, you mentioned to me they're doing the conditioning first. Is that a mental thing to where, okay, obviously when you're tired and you're winded, the mind sometimes is the first thing to go away, but you want to make them strong. And I know, knowing you, the mental game of tennis is so important. So is that sort of the idea of what you're doing, getting the conditioning in first?
That's part of it. We do have our weights that we do later after practice on some of the days, but on some of the days like you see today, we're doing the conditioning first. And that just kind of puts a lot of extra mental strength into them because they are going to be tired. Before they even hit a ball, they're going to be a little bit fatigued. And then to go out and practice another couple hours, in that type of situation, it builds character. Fighting through adversity is always a big part of what we do. And I want them to feel like, hey, adverse situations, it's a good thing for us. We like it, we welcome it, we embrace it. They're experiencing it a little bit today, so I think it's a good thing.
Jeff, I'm always wiser about tennis after talking to you, so we appreciate the time, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That's Jeff Maren, head women's coach here at Liberty University. I'm Alan York for the Liberty Flame Sports Network.